Hi everybody, it's Dr. Nichols-Boyle again. Today I'm going to show you how to work through your Google Sites instructions and get your Google site created and your news article in there. And we'll work with some of those other features like how to insert your image and add SEO or search engine optimization tags in here as well. So we'll go through it kind of step by step, and hopefully this will help you be able to work through it if you're having a little trouble with instructions. So first of all, as always, I recommend that you go to the Google Sites and Posting article section here, and this is in your modules, and print out these instructions so you can kind of follow along, make notes as it goes in case you want to look over this later and don't want to have to watch the whole video again. So in order to print from here, you'll just use your normal print functions like you would in your browser. So just go to print and it'll come out as a PDF, so it'll keep all the formatting, and we'll actually add in the site addresses for anywhere where I have just put the site name in instead. Okay, so first of all, you need to create a Gmail account if you don't have one already. If you use Gmail through your iUSB account, you don't need to create a new one. If not, then you will need to create a Google account in order to use Google Sites. So you'll need to go to gmail.com, and that will take you to a blank page, or a page that says to create an account. From the upper right hand corner, and you go through the steps for your new Gmail email address. As I've already signed in and have this set up, I won't be able to do that step, but you can just easily follow along and set that up yourself. Again, if you have already done this through your iUSB account, you will get to your inbox, which will look something like this. You can use the steps I have here for getting to your actual site and creating it, or you can just click on the Google Sites directly, this one here, which will get you to the same page. But I'll show you from your email account. You're going to want to go to these little squares next to your name here, and go down to more, and then even more, and then you'll scroll down till you see Sites, which is under the Home and Office section here, and click on Sites, and that takes you to your Google site. So again, same page as if you just went straight to the Google Sites as well. And I already have several set up from sharing from other classes, but you're just going to hit Create here to have a new one. And we're going to stay with the blank template. The idea of this is we want it to see how it would look on an actual website, your news writing, to get used to that width and the layout, as opposed to how it looks in Word, where a long sentence can look okay, or several long sentences in a paragraph, but on here it will look very different. So we want it to get used to kind of creating a basic website and knowing how our writing will look in that. So we're going to stay with a blank template for that reason. Name your site, and this will be what goes into the web address as well. As I mentioned here, you may want to just name it something that you will remember in the future. It doesn't really matter, like your last name, the course number, or news article. I'll do news article W315, something like that. All right, we're not going to select a theme right now. We're just going to keep it blank. We're going to click I'm not a robot. And then we'll go up to create. And here it comes. If you've chosen one that somebody else has already chosen, it will tell you that as well, but in this case I haven't. So this is what our basic site will look like. So we're going through and making sure that we have the basic layout first. So to do anything in here, you need to use the little pencil here to edit the page. So we're going to go in and edit the page first, and we'll go into the layout menu. Again, this is in the Posting Your Headline lead section on your instructions. And we're going to make it 2 columns. That's about the right width that we want here. Okay. And then we will insert your headline, byline, lead, and an image. I'm going to take you through that, and then of course you will add the body for your final article as well. So you don't want to change the home. That won't show up So if you change that, it will have an odd kind of thing with the lead here. So we'll start with our headline. And you can see that, as with any site, for a news article or publication, you would have style guidelines. So we're going to make sure that you are following these. So for the headline, it would be normal serif. So here's where you change the font. I made it normal serif, 18 point and bold. And then we'll keep with something along the lines of, say, science teachers face crisis, something like that. Okay, so that's our headline. Then the byline is the by, the part that says who wrote it. So we will just hit return there, and the byline we want to have normal and 12 point bold, right? And I like to do contributed. So contributed by, in your name here, Sean Nichols-Boyle. And then because interactivity and all of that is so important, we want to make sure that they would be able to get to contact you, your readers. So we want to link this to your email address, your name. So in order to insert any link, we're going to highlight the link. We can either just click the chain link for the hyperlink here, or we can go to insert and link, same thing. We don't want it to be a page or a generally, this is what you would do for a web address, right? So if it's going to another page, which you'll have to do for some of your research, right? When you're trying to show where you got information from. For an email, we're going to click it with web address, but we'll just type in our email address instead. So I will do my Gmail address here, sfnboyle@gmail.com. And that's where, as I mentioned in the instructions, you should send your, how you should invite me to view your site, and where you should send your Gmail email address, just to let me know. And we'll always want to open in a new window. So that means when they click it, it will open up a new window, a new tab. That way they won't, if they close that out, they won't actually lose your article. They'll be able to still come back. So that's just good practice for the future. So we'll hit OK there, right? And then next we want to do our lead. So let's do a space and get into our lead here. Normal 10 point and not bold, italics. All right, so again, this is your one sentence that's summarizing the article, getting the reader's attention again. I won't have it be exactly the same as ours, so let's say it's something like that, like a little bit different. Heated debate arose over the adoption of the Common Core curriculum at the South Bend school board meeting Tuesday night. School board meeting Tuesday night, something like this. All right, so there's my lead. Okay, and then after my lead, I would go back to my take off the italics, normal 10 point. Then I'm going to get straight into my main article. So then I would start with saying something about this, Common Core curriculum again caused controversy, blah, blah, blah. So keep going. All right, so this would be kind of the basic layout here. I already showed you how to do the link. So you have the instructions here as well. We'd also want to make sure that we insert an image and add SEO. Before we do that, I'll just hit the save button. The nice thing is that Google Sites, whenever you change something, or every about 30 seconds or so, it will automatically save. So whenever you change something, I will be able to see it. You don't need to keep resending me a link, and you'll see how it would look on a main page like this. So we'll keep that width here. If you're thinking about it, you don't need to go into a new column. Just keep writing along this column for your entire article. So you don't need to worry about the length in that sense. Just keep to the word number that is in your instructions. All right, so we have it saved. We want to share it. So make sure that you share me. So you can either go into the little cog icon here and go to sharing and permissions there, or you can just click the share button here. It will default to public on the web. If you don't mind keeping it public, really hardly anyone's going to be able to find it because we don't have SEO added or a lot of extra details like that. You can just, send me a message here with this address. So you would just share via Gmail, write in my address, sfmboyle@gmail.com. There we go. Subject, news article, and there it is. And you could just write me a little message. Dear Dr. Nichols-Boyle, here is my news article address. Thank you, and your name, and send. So you could do it that way. If you would rather have it private, that's totally your option. You just go to change here, and you would go, and you would go off specific people and save, which means that it is private. And only you can access, and then you can invite people. And I want you to keep me as someone who can edit, so I can add in notes if I need to. And then again, you would just type in my name here, my email address, sfmboyle@gmail.com, and send. And that way, I will get the message, and I will be able to view your site. So either way, it's fine. I'm going to change mine back to public. Save it, but that is how you would share it with me. And then to get back to your article, you can just click news article here. So now we're back in the main thing, and we'll just briefly go over how to insert an image and add SEO. And let's see how it looks all together. Okay, so adding an image. Again, we'll go back into editing page. First, you want to choose where you want that image. I think I'd like to have it maybe right after the title here. So I'm going to put it here. And I'll go insert image, or again, you can choose that a different way, but insert image, and I will choose to find where I have my image, uploaded images. So in my documents, I saved one earlier, students and teacher, and I will choose this. It's always a good idea to do the alt text, students and teacher. Just a little quick description of what it is. So if the image doesn't display for some reason, if it's broken, they'll still see the text and be able to know what's there. And it's also a good idea for people who might have visual difficulties, disability-wise as well. Okay, so that's fine. Here it is. It's way too big. It's not how I want it. So I can change it here. I can make it a medium. I kind of like that size. Or again, let's see what small looks like. That's a little too small. I think I'd go with medium. Large. I think I like the medium size right now. And then I can choose to have it left aligned, center aligned, or right aligned. Again, left alignment all the way through is usually a good choice. Keep it consistent. And I can choose to wrap the words or not. So if I put the word wrap on, it nicely kind of goes along the edge of the thing. I sort of like that. Maybe I have it that way. I think I'll go back to this one. Okay, so you can kind of play around with that. And the link shows where it goes to here. So we will, and you can change that link if you want, but that's fine. All right, so that's fine. That's how it looks. I like that. And then if I wanted to play around with this, maybe I want to have this down here a little bit. Maybe I don't want to start the actual thing till down here. You can kind of play around with this a little bit as well. Okay, so again, just make sure the picture is relevant to the story, basically. So then the other things. So again, when we save this, you'll see that it'll show up just like that. Okay, so the two other things I mentioned is the image credit and search engine optimization tags. So the image credit would be showing where you got this image from. So in this case, I got this from a Google search, advanced Google search, which image search, which I showed you here. See image databases for more information on image credit and copyright. So as you can see here, I did the Google Advanced Image Search for this one. So this is the kind of thing that you're going to do. You're going to link the image to the site where you got it and say the name give credit to the person if it's possible to do so. And then you can do the license name as well. I'm not as particular about that as long as it is a free copyright, so make sure you check that. Again, I gave you a few examples here, and in this article, Finding Used Images from the Web, they're all free copyright. These are the ones that are also, some of the ones that are also free in price as well, that have a pretty good selection. So you can look through there, and it will give you information about how to do that. And if you add anything, if you add text or something, then you would put that here in the last thing. So I did this again through finding in a Google search. So if you went through that way, like Google Advanced Image Search, again, just make sure that when you go down to usage rights here, you want to make sure you click free to use or share. Okay, and if you want to modify, you can do more. And I searched for, I think, school classroom, or public school classroom, I think I searched for. And this is why you want to check this when you do it and mark it so you can find it later, because otherwise you might lose that one. So there's a lot of different options. And again, you could choose any of these and they're all will be copyright free because you have chosen that as your option here. Okay, so here's lots of different ones. And here's the one I chose here. And one of the things I wanted to show you, as you see here, it says, it's from Flickr, and you have to visit the page in order to get the information. So make sure you don't link to that. You link to the page where it actually came from. So here's the page where it actually came from on Flickr. And it says here, it came from the Intel Free Press, and Shelly Schott posted it. She's in the photo, so obviously she didn't take the photo, so I would probably credit Intel Free Press. And then I'm going to make sure that I copy this address so I can link to it. Okay, so this is the original site, not where I found it in Google, but where it actually came from. So I'll go back into my thing here, and I can either do this directly under the picture, or I could do it at the end of the article. Either way is okay, right? So let's see. And I can even change the link to go to it, but I still want to put it in here. So I'll say I'll do it at the end. Say I'm doing it at the end of my thing here, image credit. And I'm going to put the name of that, which was the Intel Free Press. And even though it's Flickr and it gives some of the information there, I know that this is free copyright because of the way I searched, so I'm okay with not giving all that information. So I can either link image credit or link the name. I think I'm going to link Intel Free Press here. That's fine with me. And again, I will go ahead and hyperlink this. So when you go to the web page, link to that, open a new window. Okay. All right. So if someone was then to try to find this and see if the copyright, they would just click on that and they would get taken right to that page. So that's what you want to happen with an image credit. The other thing was search engine optimization. And I gave you some information about that again in the Google site. It says it here, add SEO, add tags, see instructions and news writing readings for more details on that. So here's the instructions here. So I want it to be tags and your phrases. Again, you want it to be 1 or 2 phrases at most for such a short article. Be between 2 to 5 words specific to your topic. For example, Centerville School Board or I use South Bend. Use the phrase at least 2 to 3 times in your article. Link it at least once, and use one of the phrases in either the headline or the lead. Right. So I'm going back to my article here. Then let's say that South Bend School Board was one of the things here. So South Bend School Board, I would link, I would have that as one of my tags, say. So I'm just going to put, again, at the end of my article, tags, and then name it here. And this sometimes you would see this on news article pages, but a lot of times this is kind of applied in the coding, but since we're not doing that, we'll show it this way. So South Bend School Board. Right, and then I just make sure that I would link that, would use it 2 to 3 times. in the article itself. Use it use it in the headline or the lead, which I have here, at least one of them, and link it at least twice within. Link it at least once and use it 2 or 3 times within the article itself. So that's the kind of basics of it here. And as I said, you can go back in the actual instructions and in your module from earlier and see the student examples for correct formatting. I'll just show you one here so you can see an idea of how it looks all together. So again, here's the title, the image here off to the side, the name linked to the email address, the lead here in the different font, and then everything else in the normal font. You can see that her image credit is down here, moneymsn.com. That clicks to the page. The tags were the Judd Layton School of Business and Economics and IU South Bend. So here's IU South Bend, Judd Layton School of Business and Economics is used, is linked once. IU South Bend is used in the lead. So she's done that and used them several times, even where it would normally, you could say the business school. You notice that she has purposely tried, or IUSB, IU South Bend, Judd Layton School of Business and Economics every time in a readable way so that it continues to pop up on the search engine. So she's used it multiple times here. All right, so hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. And that's how to do Google Sites.